Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wake up, turn your headphones up because we got this week's episode of the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cobold, joined by my guy, Max Faulkner. Max, what's going on, man?
Man, it's cold here, Breezy. It's cold here. This morning I woke up at 7 a.m. It was like 65. Thunderstorm swept through for about an hour. I kid you not, it dropped like 30 degrees. Okay, it dropped like 30 degrees. It is cold now. I think it's like 28 degrees out now. It's crazy how we could be 70 degrees yesterday. Today, seriously, we're down to like into the 30s. Craziness.
That is crazy. We're warmer than you here right now in Denver, Colorado. I'm looking at 43 degrees.
Oh.
It was a cold one yesterday in the teens for sure, but it warmed up today and actually got to be outside a little bit at work. PE teacher played a lot of tug of war today.
Oh,
Max,
geez.
my hands are a little burnt, little rope burnt.
Get the lotion out. Get the lotion out.
yeah. Or maybe a little Dr. Sirlin's.
Dr. Sirlin's for the hands? Dr. Sirlin's for the hands. I don't know.
Who knows?
Why don't you rub it on your hands and then bring it down to the area that you're supposed to put it on? Oh. The areas that chafe, everybody. Areas that chafe. You could put it in your gooch. You could put it in your butt. Put it in your pits, for Pete's sake. I mean, whatever's chafing.
A lot
of people chafe in the nips.
Sure.
Right? A lot of people chafe in the nips. I've seen people put Band-Aids over their nips.
When they run, when they jog.
Well, when they're oh man. Oh, that does sound very uncomfortable. But where are we? Dr. Sirlin's, everybody. Dr. Sirlin's, definitely check it out if you're ever chafing, okay, it will definitely cure the area.
Definitely got to get him on as a sponsor here soon. But today, Max, we got a lot of college basketball to talk about. All college basketball. If you're not a fan, sorry about you. But if you are, I appreciate you for coming out. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Max, where can people find us?
Oh, again, thank you, everyone, for coming out to the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. You can please like, comment, and subscribe right here on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, X, and Instagram. Okay, we're all on those things. So we would love to hear from you and get some more followers and subscribers. We want to thank everyone for subscribing because as of right now, we are, Breezy, about 16 subscribers away from breaking 700.
Whoa.
This new year, everyone, we had, I mean, it's only been 2 months and we had probably over 500 subscribers. So
thank you.
It's 500 subscriptions. Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to
the show.
The Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, where we are not afraid to get real with sports. Huh, Cole Breezy? Come on.
Hell yeah. Appreciate everybody coming out. As usual, I got to update everybody. We are 2.5 weeks from Selection Sunday.
Ooh,
Selection Sunday is 2.5 weeks away, Max. And, of course, the week before that, we have all our conference tournaments. You know, the winner of each conference, I believe 32 conferences in Division I. The winner of each conference gets an automatic bid into the tournament. And you know what? We're going to be breaking down a couple of those. We're going to be doing single pods on each of those brackets. Mm-hmm. We're thinking 6 or 7 maybe. We're going to talk it over, but definitely the power conferences. I'm looking forward to that, Max. Anything you got on that?
I cannot wait to break down those conferences. Right before this podcast, Cole Breezy and I, we're going to slide in a new conference, the Mountain West. Okay, if you're out there in the Mountain West right now, Colorado State, San Diego State made the championship game last year. Nevada, there's a couple of other teams that we'll talk about.
Utah
obviously.
State, New Mexico,
we
UNLV.
got dude. We're talking 6, 7, maybe even 8 damn teams from the Mountain West this season making the dam. So we have to break down the Mountain West because there's a lot of divisions this year that are a little bit weak, like the Pac-12. Ooh, it sucks to hear that.
I'll throw in the ACC.
ACC is a little soft.
I'll even throw in the Big Ten's a little weak.
Big Ten's a little bit soft too. We're looking at 6 teams. Purdue's looking at 6 teams. Okay, I'm sorry, Purdue. Sorry, Big Ten. Big Ten's looking at six teams. But yes, everyone, this is one of the most exciting times of the year for basketball. Again, Cole Breezy and I are huge on college basketball because it is real basketball. It's real basketball. Guys, they play defense. They pass the ball around. They get the open shot, and then they do it all again. That's basketball. It's not screen and roll dunk. Okay, it's three-pointer. Oh my God, really quick, let's take just a step to the side for 2 minutes. Did you happen to catch any of the NBA All-Star Game?
I watched some of it mainly because it was in Indianapolis. And,
okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I lived in Indianapolis for 7 years, and it hadn't been there since I think the mid 80s, 85, I want to say. So it was a big deal for the city. It was a big deal for the city. I always like seeing the aerial views of downtown and, where you and I met, where we got into some mischievous things in that city. So it's always fun to see Indianapolis on TV, but yeah, the All-Star Game is nothing to watch
no,
these days. There's no competition, there's no defense. It's just a layup and dunk line.
I watched literally 30 seconds of it. And in fact, I watched the highlight. Okay, I watched the highlight on something else because this is all I got to say. This is embarrassing basketball, everyone. It was 150 to 142 at the end of the third quarter. Yeah. 150 to 142. And back and forth for the last minute of that quarter, all I saw was pull-up threes. Nobody's playing defense. Everyone's just lackadaisically dribbling.
Logo threes.
Like, what the hell is this? Like, this is not basketball. It's not basketball. Game. I understand it's the All-Star game, but it also just relates back to the NBA to me. I'm sorry. It's just not basketball. It's not basketball. College basketball is real basketball. All right. Even high school. I'd rather watch a high school game than the NBA right now. Okay. But anyway,
good passion and intensity in a lot of states for high school ball right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
Heck yeah.
But this week we got 4 game picks to make. We got 4 Wooden Award players to profile. We got our Max A. Smith watch to do. But first, we got to start with what a lot of people are talking about in sports and college athletics is the court stormings that we're having in college basketball. Max, it came to a front this weekend when Wake Forest, they upset Duke, and it's a mob of students running.
Stampede.
I think it was even a little early. I don't think the clocks were even at 0 yet. And, as Duke big man Kyle Filipowski's walking off, someone rams into him and, he tweaks his knee a little bit. I will say he played tonight at home against Louisville. If he was not 100%, they would not have played him against Louisville. So Kyle Filipowski not injured during this scene.
Good.
But now it begs the question, do we need to stop the court stormings? Max, I'll throw it to you. What do you got here?
Oh, man, the court stormings. If you haven't seen the video, everyone, just picture the Lion King when Simba and Mufasa are running away from all the damn buffalo. All right? Like, as soon as I saw those clocks turn red, Kyle Filipowski got rammed by
they were already there. They were already on the court.
Hundreds. I'm glad Kyle Filipowski's okay. Okay, I'm glad to hear that because Duke does not win in the tournament without Kyle Filipowski. I'll tell you, he is the big dog on the team. He's the reason they're number 2 right now in the ACC, competing against UNC, North Carolina. So I'm just really, really happy to hear that he's okay. But do we ban storming the court? This is all I got to say, Cobreeze. This is my opinion, okay? Because I'm all for tradition. I'm a traditional guy, okay? I celebrate holidays. I'm a religious man.
Do you?
I like traditions, okay? I understand the excitement as a student when your team takes down another team that is in the top 10, okay? It's a big feeling because you're
Wake
a part
Forest
of the team.
Over Duke?
That's big time.
Exactly.
Big time upset. No doubt about it. Here's the rule. Wait till the players leave the court and then allow them to go party for 5, 10, 15 minutes or whatever that. I don't know how long it is when they start the court. Whatever. Okay. That's fine with me. Okay. But just wait until the players are off the court, heading into the locker room, and then they can go have their little shindig. All right. That's it. Protect the players first. Protect the refs. The players, get them off the court, and then go have a little party for 10 minutes. What's the big deal? Okay, that's what I got to say. What How do you feel, Cole Breezy? What do you think about this?
Max, I'm right there with you. I do not want to talk about banning court stormings. Okay, that's what makes college basketball and even to an extent college football. You don't really see a lot of field stormings in college football, but
True.
It's what makes college basketball so unique and so exciting and so awesome. Like,
yeah,
you can storm the floor and party with the players after the game. But I'm with you. Let's wait till the players, the losing team gets off the floor. Coaches are gone. You know, we do the handshake line if that's still a thing that we're gonna do. We put a minute or two on the clock. We get everybody off, and we're safe. Then you can come on. We get everybody organized. We release the beasts. They come on, and you got to have a penalty in place if you're going to storm the floor early. You got to have a penalty in place. You know, we see NCAA fining the schools. The universities, they don't care about these fines. Okay, they use these stormings for their social medias to attract students and athletes. Okay, they use this for promotional things. Okay, they'll pay the fines. It doesn't matter. So you got to have a penalty for the students if it's an arrest. Like, you can't run on an NBA court. You can't go to a Denver Nuggets game over here and just run on an NBA court. You're going to get arrested. So does that need to go to college basketball? It might. If you go on early. If you run on the damn floor early, you might have to get arrested, or maybe you're kicked out of school. Maybe you're kicked out of school.
Oh, that's a tough one.
No one's going to do it if that's the penalty, though.
It's true. Very true.
That's how I think you fix this thing.
I think also, just to add with waiting until the opposing team at least leaves the court, is that, okay, when the clock goes zero and students are jumping over the seats to get out to the court, okay, that's dangerous. I think we could all agree that shouldn't be allowed. And probably students are getting hurt, which we never hear about. We don't hear about the students getting hurt during these stampedes. So I shouldn't be laughing. I shouldn't be laughing. The Kyle Filipowski video, there was this one student that tripped and slid, and then that stampede just swarmed. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl. They probably got stepped on. They might be part of that court now, like just like flattened and part of the court for history.
Blood on the court.
But part of the hardwood now. Part of the hardwood. But I think it does make sense, right? Because now the students cannot start lining up, right? They can start lining up safely and not pushing each other and jumping over seats, and old people that are trying to watch their baby play, and they don't have to push old people out of the way. I think it gives them a little bit, just a little bit more safety. It only makes sense. Protect the players, and in doing so, it will also protect the students.
Currently, right now, the Power 6 conference is looking at the fines that they have for giving to universities when their fans storm the court. The SEC is the most they're the most rough here. $100,000 for your first offense, $250,000 for the second offense, and $500,000 for the third offense. Okay, the SEC is not messing around.
Whoa.
Pac-12 is $25,000 for the first offense, $50,000 for the second, $100,000 for the third. Big 12, they fined UCF in January when they stormed the floor against Kansas. Not sure what the Big 12 really has in place for every team. Big East has a $5,000 fine. The Big 10, your conference there, they have no fines until the third offense. You can storm the fucking floor three times before you get fined.
Stop that. Just a little slap on the wrist. Don't do that 2 or 3 more times. Don't, just stop. Just so you know. So 2 or 3 more times, and then you know what? Ooh, we're
gonna be in there.
We're gonna get you.
And then the ACC, where this court storming happened, Wake Forest over Duke, they currently have no fines. The only Power 6 conference that doesn't fine anybody right now. So, whatever that means, I don't know. We'll see what happens moving forward with those fines. But like I said, court stormings makes college basketball great. You look back to the 1974 Notre Dame upset over UCLA and Bill Walton, that long winning streak. They stormed the floor in 1974 at Notre Dame. Okay, it's always been part of college basketball.
Tradition.
We can't get rid of it. Lastly, before we move on, my most memorable court storming happened in February 2013, Notre Dame, Louisville. Okay, College Game Day was on the scene for this one. It was a 5 overtime thriller, Max.
Oh,
5
yeah.
overtime
yeah.
thriller. Notre Dame won 104 to 101. We rushed the fucking floor. You remember my boy Foust, right?
Yeah.
So there's a picture on ESPN of him running by Gorgie Jang. Gorgie Jang has the ball at the end of the game, and Foust is running by him. It was an awesome experience. College game day, being there in the morning. The guy hit the half court shot. We stormed the floor. We stormed the court in the morning during college game day, and Foust actually going on record saying this. Foust actually took one of the State Farm basketballs. He still has it to this day. And you can see the ESPN people looking for the missing ball during the show. It was hilarious. So then to go to the game at night, 5 overtime thriller, you beat Louisville. And if we remember 2013, that's the year Louisville won it all.
That's what I was going to ask. Is that the year they won? What, Silva? What, Siva?
Peyton Siva. Russ Smith, Gorgie Jang, Shane Behanan, Luke Hancock. That was a solid team with Rick Pitino.
Fun. Rick Pitino, baby. Him and his prostitution ring. That guy is a
he gets around.
He gets around. Thank you for saving me before I said something naughty.
Moving into the AP poll reaction here, Max. We got 3 teams to look at here this week. The Houston Cougars, first up here, they took over the #1 spot for the first time this season. They are 25-3, 12-3 in the Big 12. That is top of the conference. They've won 6 in a row and 11 of 12. Last week, they beat number 6 Iowa State and then went to number 11 Baylor and won by 6 in overtime. Then they took care of business last night, defeating Cincinnati by 8 at home. They still lead the nation, allowing 56.2 points per game. They still lead the nation, allowing 37.7% shooting from the floor.
Amazing.
They are 7th in the nation with over 10 steals per game. Whoa. They're #1 defensively at KenPom. They're #1 overall at KenPom, #1 in the net. They're the Big 12 champs. Are they a 1 seed, Max? Are you locking them in? Last 3 games? At Oklahoma, at UCF, and they host Kansas. Are they your Big 12 regular season champs, and do they get a 1 seed?
Yes, I think that no doubt about that they're going to be the Big 12 champs. I mean, this tournament coming up, though, I mean, it's a Big 12 tournament. It's going to be huge. Yeah, this is huge. I still think that they'll get a 1 seed. If they go, let's see, they'll be 27-4. Let's say they lost. Let's say they didn't win the Big 12 tournament. They'll be 27-4 in the Big 12, the best conference in college basketball, dude.
25-3 right now with three more regular season games to go.
So at least 28 is probably going to look like that before the conference tournament. Dude, Houston exceeded my expectations. I know that they are ranked high, okay? And this is the reason being is because I said this in the beginning of the season with you, Cole Breezy, was, okay, you guys were playing in the American Conference. Let's go play some real teams in the Big 12. And you know what? They are killing those teams in the Big 12. Really proving me wrong. This is a title contender, Cole Breezy. Best defense in the league. The guys can score with Cryer and the guy that you keep bringing up, Cole Breezy.
Jamal Shed, the point guard.
The guy's really good. And they got some big guys down low that just rebound the ball, man.
There's some beef in there. There's some beef.
So do not be sleeping on the Houston Cougars. Oh, my goodness. This is a complete team. I don't see how you get better.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, moving from the American to the Big 12, it was a big question mark about Kelvin Sampson and his boys, but they've proven a lot of people wrong. UConn was #1 for the last 6 weeks before losing by 19 at number 15 Creighton last Tuesday. Houston is now the 5th team to be #1 this season. Max, can you give me those 5 teams that have been #1 this year? Just said one, and the one right now.
UConn, we got Purdue, Kansas.
The one right now. Who's #1 right now?
Well, Houston, and then
one more.
Oh, come on now, come on. Oh,
they were
North Carolina.
They were #1 when they played your Boilers.
Oh, Arizona. Okay, yeah.
Arizona.
Good call.
There's 2 more polls before Selection Sunday. Do you think there's going to be a new #1 to climb up there, or or is it going to stay with just 5 teams being number 1 in the poll this year?
I think right now there's 3 top teams in the league. I don't think anyone surpasses them. I think it's those 3. It stays that way. Okay. I think Purdue is going to, I don't see Purdue. Well, actually, Purdue's got a couple tough matchups coming up. With Michigan State, Illinois. We'll definitely be talking about that. Big time games here. UConn also has I think a couple tough matches. They have to face Marquette again, which Marquette wants some blood. Marquette's got blood. They after losing by like 30, they lost by like 30 last time, so it's going to be a tighter game. I think Houston might secure that number 1 overall seed, though. I think they can do it.
Yeah. They were the number 2 overall, number 1 last year, so it's not a stretch. Next team we want to talk about are the Utah State Aggies out of the Mountain West Conference that we mentioned earlier. Utah State is back in the poll after being ranked for 5 straight weeks earlier in the season. They're now 23-5, 11-4 in the Mountain West.
Wow.
They've won 4 of 5 after beating Fresno State in overtime last night and defeating San Diego State last week. They got 4 guys averaging double figures, led by junior great Osobor. He's playing pretty great. He's averaging 17.9 points. That is second in the Mountain West. 9.2 rebounds. That leads the Mountain West.
Ooh, baby.
3 assists. 1.4 blocks. That's tied for 4th in the Mountain West. Shooting 59% from the floor. Utah State's got a big dog in the middle.
That's a big dog. Everybody. A game changer.
18-9 a game. Come on. Utah State as a team, they're shooting 49.4% from the floor. That leads the Mountain West and is tied for 11th in the nation. They're averaging 16.6 assists per game. That is second in the Mountain West, top 25 nationally.
Very good.
Only get blocked 2.3 times per game. That leads the Mountain West in top 10 nationally. They're not getting their shots blocked. They're finishing at the rim. Top 10 nationally. The 3-point line, though, this could determine their success in March because they're ranked right now. Okay, they're going to be in March Madness, Utah State here. 3-point line, it's a big thing to watch. They only make 6.1 threes per game. That is last in the Mountain West. And they shoot 32.7% from 3. That is second last in the Mountain West.
Okay.
But listen to the defense, the 3-point defense, because they're only allowing 5.9 threes per game. That's tops in the Mountain West and top 30 nationally. And they're holding teams to 27.6% shooting from 3. That leads the Mountain West and is 3rd in the nation.
Wow.
So the 3-point line is going to be huge for the Utah State Aggies. What do you think about these guys out of the Mountain West?
I knew they were good, but I didn't know that they were that good. Okay. We said it earlier. The Mountain West, do not be sleeping on these guys. They have 5, 6, 7, 8 solid teams. We'll be breaking them down next week. But the Aggies, man, I can't believe I'm saying that they're probably the best team in the Mountain West. We would be thinking usually San Diego State. San Diego State's always there, always there. Yep. Colorado State had a good year, but they've been slumping.
In a row.
Other than that, I think it's usually those are the guys this year that we were probably thinking. So hey, Utah State, hats off to you with a big dog down low and the defense that they're showing right here. Not allowing teams basically to get off 3-pointers. That's huge. That's big time.
Right now, Utah State is 11-4, tied with Boise State at tops for the Mountain West. Half game ahead of San Diego State and 1 game ahead of Nevada and UNLV. So it's tied at the top right now for the regular season. That's good. I can't wait to break that one down with you, Max. Last team we want to talk about in the AP poll reaction are the South Florida Bulls. Because they're ranked for the first time in program history. They've never been ranked.
Wow, what a year. What a year they're having. Yeah.
They've won a school record 13 in a row. 13 straight. They're 21-5, 14-1 in the American. They were picked in the preseason to finish 9th in the conference. 9th in the preseason. Come on. They have 3 guys averaging double figures, led by senior Selton Miguel. He's averaging 15 a game. But, Max, I want to look at the coach, Amir Abdur-Rahim. Okay?
Sounds familiar.
Well, you're thinking of his brother Sharif playing.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
This is his brother Amir. Comes from Kennesaw State, the Owls, last year. Okay? Amir Abdur-Rahim, he takes over Kennesaw State in his first season. back in 2019, 2020. They went 1-28. They won one fucking game, Kennesaw State. Okay, when Amir took over the program. They won 5 games the next year, okay? Amir Abdur-Rahim then gets the Owls into their first ever NCAA tournament in year 4. Okay, the improvement that this guy made at Kennesaw State, first ever NCAA tournament appearance for Kennesaw State. This guy parlays that into the South Florida job. He brings his leading scorer, Chris Youngblood, with him. He is averaging 14.9 points per game for South Florida. So that's cool. You bring your best guy with you.
Is that his real name, Youngblood?
Youngblood, one word. Chris Youngblood.
No way. That's not real.
I'm not going to argue with the young man. If he says his last name's Youngblood, then
it's a nickname. It can't be. It can't be.
For a last name?
For a last name, Youngblood?
People don't use nicknames for last names. Smoochie Wallace, but Wallace is still the last name. So we'll have to dig into that.
Oh, we gotta look this up. We gotta look this up. It's a stage name.
Let's look at South Florida, their resume a little bit here. Their best wins are at Memphis, which looked good at the time, but now Memphis is really queefing. And they beat FAU at home. Yeah. Okay, those are the best wins.
It's a big one.
Let's hear these 5 losses here, Max. South Florida, their 5 losses this year. At home to Central Michigan.
Ooh.
At home to the Black Bears of Maine. At Hofstra, at Massachusetts, and at your Blazers of UAB. Those are the 5 losses for the Bulls of South Florida. What do you think about that?
Quite the improvement, because losing to those teams would make you think that this team's a bunch of queefs. Honestly, those are not. I thought you were going to name thought you were about to name some top teams. I thought I was going Arizona, UConn.
No.
Like whoa.
According to ESPN, their strength of schedule right now is 165th.
Could be worse. Pretty bad.
Could be, but only 68 teams make the tournament. So
good point. What a turnaround. What a turnaround for them. They're ruling right now this American Conference. So, you love seeing that where a team maybe start out slow and then they figure it out and they pick it up towards the end. Exactly the time of the year where you need to start picking it up is right here, right before March, or going into March. I like South Florida. I want to see more of them, and I can't wait to. I cannot. Every conference tournament will be on my TV, Cobreezy. People out there, yeah. Every conference tournament will be watched on my TV. And American Conference, I'll be definitely diving in deep for that one.
South Florida currently has a 3-game lead in the American Conference. They need one more win to clinch the American Conference. South Florida has never won a regular season conference title. This is going to be their first ever regular season championship. Max, do you think they can lose in the American tournament and still get an at-large bid, or do they have to win it?
Ooh, man, that is a tough one. I still think they can get in because great record. They do have a good resume. They beat FAU. They beat Memphis. I think they beat they do have some good wins under their belt. So I think if they keep this up, if they lose maybe one more, like if they go into the conference tournament and they lose one, I still think they get in.
Moving along this week on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, let's talk about our guy Max Abmas of the Texas Longhorns. We're watching him climb up the college basketball all-time scoring list. Since we last talked last Wednesday, the Longhorns of Texas, they went to Kansas, got that ass beat, 86-67.
There was a Longhorn that went right up the bum of the Longhorns.
And Max Abmas had a little bit of that horn in him because he had 5 points on 2 of 8 shooting, 1 of 5 from deep. He didn't get to the free throw line. Max, that was now 3 straight single-digit scoring games after having 47 straight double-digit scoring games. Okay, wow. He had 47 straight double-figure scoring games, and now with that loss at Kansas, 3 single-digit scoring games. But he got back on track last night at Texas Tech. Surprising win, 81-69. Good win for the Longhorns. If they win, Max had a good game. 18 points, 5 of 15 shooting, 4 of 12 from deep, 4 of 4 from the line. He now has 3,024 career points. He passed Bradley's Hersey Hawkins for 11th all time. He's sitting at number 11 right now. He needs 35 points to pass St. Peter's Kedron Clark to break into that top 10. And he only needs 44 more points to pass Harry Kelly and Mike Daum to get to number 8. 44 points to get to 8th. He's got 3 games remaining plus the Big 12 tournament, March Madness. Max, do you think he gets to 8th easy and he can challenge our guy Dougie McBuckets?
Real quick, you're saying there's a guy from St. Peter's Peacocks?
Kedron Clark. He played in 2003 to 2006. He is 10th all-time scorer in the history of college basketball.
It's crazy to hear yes, thank you. It's memories.
Whoa.
Where am I?
Oh.
It's crazy to hear these stats and hear these players, and then you find out what team they're on. Because St. Peter's, I've never heard of St. Peter's until the dance 3 years ago, honestly, or 2 years ago. Thanks for the memory, because I thought they were a team that just St. Peter's, up and coming, just a brand new team in Division I. Like all these, there's all these new teams that just pop into Division I every once in a while, Bellarmine, isn't that the new one that came? Bellarmine, yeah. Anyway, I think that he could definitely get top 10. Mm-hmm. How many is he away from being 8th?
44.
He can do it.
And he's 127 from passing Dougie McBuckets for number
I don't think he
7
gets
all time.
I don't think he gets Dougie McBuckets.
That's where it stops. That's where he stops for you.
Yeah, I don't think he gets 127 points and then 3 games you scored like 5 points. Dude, no.
First 3 games, the first game that he hadn't scored double figures in years. A crazy streak he had going. Once we started this Max Asmus watch, he really went cold on us.
Yeah, sorry, man. Yeah, we jinxed him. Well, sorry, man. Just put some salt over your shoulder.
Yeah, 7th place. 127 points away from passing Doug McDermott of Creighton. That's gonna be a tall task. He's gonna need a long Big 12 tournament run, and he's gonna have to make a Sweet 16 Elite 8 run with Texas. And I don't think either of us are gonna predict that. Moving along this week, Max, we got to do our Wooden Award player profiles. The Wooden Award announced a midseason top 25, doing a player profile on each guy. You want to lead us off this week?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Let me get my glasses on so I can actually see things.
Tony Kornheiser.
Yeah, what am I, freaking 80? Okay, so let's lead it off, Cole Breezy, with Armando Bacot, senior center, 6'11", 240 pounds from the University of North Carolina, the Tar Heels, baby. So Armando is averaging 14 points per game. He has 10.5 rebounds per game, which is 10th in the league. Assists per game, 1.6. He's a center, so what do you expect? His field goal percentage is at 55.9%. That's 45th in the nation. And a big guy that's shooting free throws, Cole Breezy. This guy shoots 77.4% from the line. Very solid. And this guy plays defense, averaging 1.7 blocks per game. Oh, Cole Breezy, you know how much I love Armando. You know I like Armando. Because Armando Bacot is one of the most exciting big men to watch in college basketball. He honestly is. Ever since that outstanding season when the Tar Heels made it to the championship game in 2022, only to lose to Cole Breezy's favorite team, the Jayhawks.
2022.
Yeah, you're happy about that. My eyes have just been glued to Bacot's play. I loved when he sprained his ankle to get to the championship, and he said, there's nothing keeping me out of this game. This guy was playing on a sprained ankle against one of the best teams in the league in Kansas. So this season, Bacot has 14 double-doubles, including 6 games in a row before only scoring 5 points to Miami this past Monday. He still ended up having 12 rebounds that game. But don't worry. UNC still got the win against Miami. It's a bummer about Miami, by the way, this season. Making the Final Four this year. They're not even making the dance this year. It's a little bit bummer to hear. But North Carolina currently sits on top of the ACC by 1.5 games. Of course, their arch rival Duke is trailing behind them. But, hey, Duke, now they got Kyle Filipowski. He looks like he's okay. There's no way they plan on giving up anytime soon. So we'll see who's going to get that top spot. Now, the Tar Heels this season are looking like a Final Four team. They honestly are, because they have senior leadership led by, once again, Armando Bacot And they have an elite scorer in RJ Davis, baby, which we're going to talk about later today. Don't sleep on a university that has won 6 national championships in the past to go all the way this season. I can honestly see it happening, Cobrizi. History repeats itself, and Carolina, they know how to win. They definitely know how to win.
Wow. Well, I like Armando Bacot. You know, he's a beast on the court, but I like how he keeps it real with the media off the court. You know, he was the guy that kind of talked about last year how the NIL deals were getting to some of the guys' heads and that everybody wasn't working together. And, you know, this year they beat Duke on Saturday and then they go home and they lose to Clemson on Tuesday. And Armando comes out saying how guys aren't focused, guys were late to the shoot around.
Yeah.
And so he's keeping it real. He's keeping it real with us. I like Armando Bacot. He's got a burger named after him in a place close to
That's
campus.
Awesome. That is, oh my goodness, that's an honor. That is an honor.
The Mondo burger. It's pretty big. It's a mouthful.
Oh my.
My guy I want to profile here for the Wooden Award Player Watch is UConn point guard, national champion, Tristan Newton.
Oh, baby.
He's standing at 6'5", 195 pounds. He's a fifth-year senior from El Paso, Texas. He spent his first three seasons with the Pirates of East Carolina.
Oh.
Let's not sleep on that. He's averaging 15.2 points per game this year. That is 12th in the Big East. He's averaging 7.3 rebounds. That's a career high.
Wow.
Previous career high was 4.8. He bumps his boards up to 7.3. That's a career high. Tied for 7th in the Big East as a point guard.
Tied for 7th in the
Big East.
Get out of here.
Boards.
Jeez.
He's averaging 5.9 assists per game. That's a career high.
Fantastic.
Second in the Big East to your guy Tyler Kolek. 1.1 steals per game, top 15 in the Big East. He's shooting 41% from the floor, 80% from the line, and 31% from three. Max, Tristan Newton has had 2 triple doubles this year. Ooh. He had 15 points, 10 boards, and 13 assists against Manhattan. And then just this last Saturday, 10 points, 16 rebounds.
Wow.
And 10 assists against Villanova. That is his 4th career triple-double. That is most among active Division I players. All 4 at UConn, 2 this year, 2 last year. He is UConn's career leader in triple-doubles. We know all the ballers that has come through UConn these last handful of years. He's the career leader in triple-doubles. Tristan Newton, he's the first UConn player to average 15-plus points and 5-plus assists since Khalil El-Amin in the 99-2000 season. People were saying Tristan Newton was the weak link last year for this UConn team. Oh, they don't have a real point guard to distribute to these NBA guys. Well, he came to play. He came to play all tournament championship game against San Diego State. He had 19 points, 10 boards, 4 assists, 8 of 8 from the free throw line. I hope he wins Big East Player of the Year. Okay, it's going to be him. It's going to be Tyler Kolek. It's going to be Baylor Shireman. All 3 of those guys are worthy.
Yeah.
Tristan Newton. He's at UConn at the top for a good amount of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tristan Newton might be your Big East Player of the Year this season. What do you think, Max?
I think so too. Those other names that you just tossed out, I think that's really it. You know, Tyler Cole. It's probably Tyler Kolek and Tristan Newton, but dude, you got to give it to Newton. His stats are better than Tyler Kolek's. It's just straight up. But both of their play is fantastic. They're both guards, and but Newton and UConn, how they've been just running away. You got to give it to the guy.
My mind was shocked. I forget where I heard this. So I forget where I heard this week, but UConn, the Huskies, they're in line to win the Big East, right? They're looking like they're going to win the Big East regular season championship. UConn hasn't won a regular season conference title since the 2005-2006 season. Can you believe that? They won national championships in 2011, 2014, and 2023. They won 3 national championships in that span. They haven't won a conference title since 2006.
That is so hard to believe. But again, that just goes to show you, everybody, that you can win your division, you can win the conference championship, and that's that still doesn't matter. You could lose in the first round. Okay, those things don't really matter. It's good confidence going into the dance, but can you stay hot? That's the question.
Give me your next guy, Max.
Well, staying in the Big East, Cole Beasley, let's go ahead and go down to Marquette with, hey, Tyler Kolek, senior guard, 6'3", 195 pounds from Marquette University. Ooh. Now, Tyler Kolek is averaging 15.1 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game, and get this, Cole Breezy, he leads the league in assists with 7.7 assists per game. How about it? He slid in there, and he's number one. Field goal percentage, he shoots 48.2% from the field. Free throw percentage, he shoots 87.2%. That is 7 percentage points higher than last season. He moved up the rankings right there. Wow. That's someone who's getting in the gym, probably shooting 100 free throws every day in practice. This guy also plays defense. He has 1.7 steals per game. Now, Tyler Kolek might very well be the best point guard in the nation. I think that's arguably, I'm a big Braden Smith fan, but Tyler Kolek is damn good, even though we beat Tyler Kolek in the Marquette in the Maui Invitational. But it's just me. It's just me. But talk about a guy that can not only score the ball, but is able to pass the rock at such an efficient level, right? Kolek is the definition of a true point guard. Someone who is able to direct the floor and give his teammates the best chances to score with an outstanding pass. Now, the Marquette Golden Eagles are currently sitting in second in the Big East, behind the defending champions, once again, UConn Huskies. Can they catch up? What do you think, O'Breezy? Do you think Marquette can catch up to UConn?
2 games behind them with the game that we're about to preview. They definitely need to win that game to have any chance, but I'm going to say no.
No way, Jose. UConn is too damn good. All right, but that doesn't mean I don't believe Marquette can go further in the dance than UConn. Okay, UConn has a huge target on their back this season after winning last year's championship. We haven't seen back-to-back championships since the Florida Gators back in 2006 and 2007. So, I mean, history is not exactly on UConn's side. With Marquette having 3 guys on the team averaging at least 14 points per game, these Golden Eagles have much more to prove after getting knocked out of the playoffs last season in the round of 32. That was to Michigan State. Am I correct, Cole Breezy?
Yes, I had that one in my bracket.
Yeah, you picked that one. That was a good pick.
Thank you.
So, but this season, Marquette looks even better than they were last season. So don't sleep on this elite team to make a run come March.
I like Marquette, the preseason Final Four team for me, with a lot, because I think it's a redemption year. They were the Big East regular season tournament champs last year. A 2 seed gets knocked out in the second round, like you said. Brings everybody back but one guy, and I think it's a redemption year for Marquette, led by Tyler Kolek, arguably the best point guard in the nation. He can score it. He can dish it, as you said. Started his career at George Mason, so another guy that was a mid-major player transfers up, and now he's one of the top hoopers in the nation. So I would love to play with Tyler Kolek. If he was my point guard setting me up, I'd love that.
Heck yeah.
My next guy and the last guy this week for the Wooden Award player profiles, we're going to go back to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and talk about their point guard or, shooting guard, combo guard, R.J. Davis.
Woo.
Standing at 6 foot, 180 pounds. That's about what you're looking at sitting in this seat right here, about 6 foot, 180. Okay, that's about what you're looking at right here. Okay, if you're thinking about R.J. Davis and me, he's a senior from White Plains, New York. He's averaging 21.7 points per game. That is a career high. Leads the ACC and is tied for 6th in the nation. He's giving you 3.7 boards. Excuse me. 3.4 assists. That's 14th in the ACC. And 1.3 steals. That's a career high for him.
Good.
He's shooting 43% from the floor. 90% from the free throw line. That's a career high. And 41% from 3. That's also a career high.
Very good. Oh, my.
Scored in double figures in all but one of 28 games this year. I think that's 29 now, actually. But the one he didn't, he had 8 points against UC Riverside. He's had 9 games this season with 25-plus points. Excuse me. I need a little water. I need a little water before I get into this.
In the cold with all those kids sneezing and wiping their boogies on their shirt.
I think I just got over a little something, but I had to wet my whistle before I say this. Against Miami, Monday night, RJ Davis put up 42 fucking points against Miami.
Let me wet my whistle now, Cole Breezy, because oh my god, I'm drooling. I'm drooling. Oh my god.
Wet your whistle and sit back and listen to this. He shot 14 of 22. He shot 22 shots to get 42 points. Oh my goodness.
Crazy. That's really good.
7 of 11 from 3. That was a career high. Threes made in a game. 7 of 9 from the line. He is the 10th Tar Heel ever to go for 40 in a game. He set a new record at the Dean Smith Center, which opened in 1986 for a Tar Heel or an opponent. Most points ever scored in that building. Most points for a Tar Heel versus a conference opponent since 1957.
Whoa.
42 points is tied for the most by a UNC player over the last 50 seasons. 1998, Shaman Williams also had 42. RJ Davis is the first North Carolina player with multiple 35-point games in a single season since Psycho T, Tyler Hansborough.
Psycho T. Nice.
And lastly, RJ Davis scored 42 of North Carolina's 75 points in this game. This is the first time a Tar Heel has outscored the rest of his team since Michael Jordan in the 1983 season. Now, I got to give credit to CBS, Matt Nordlander. I got to give credit to ESPN for a lot of those nuggets. But I'm talking Tyler Hansborough, Shaman Williams, and Michael fucking Jordan. RJ Davis just put up a game for the ages. Is he a lock for ACC Player of the Year, Max?
That's some fine company. Company. Hopefully you go to the cigar lounge, pop a nice stogie while having a nice a Jack on the Rocks or something. I don't know, whatever classy. Michael Jordan's probably drinking a $150 shot.
He's got his own shit.
He's got his own. Anyway. I think he is ACC Player of the Year. You would think that. Who else is there? Armando Bacot, PJ Hall, Filipowski. I think RJ Davis has got it. Those stats are incredible that we just tossed out here, and UNC is leading the ACC. This is the team, Cobrezi. I already brought it up. I can see them in the Final Four. I honestly can.
Moving into our last topic of the Don't Tell Mama Sports podcast this week, we got to make 4 college basketball game picks, Max. Let's not take too much time on these, but we got 4 juicy ones here. First one we want to talk about Saturday, 11 o'clock Mountain Time on ABC. The number 7 ranked Kansas Jayhawks are going on the road to Waco, Texas to take on the 15th ranked Baylor Bears.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Kansas is 21-7, 9-6 in the Big 12. Baylor is also 9-6 in the Big 12, 20-8 overall. This is for 3rd place in the conference behind Iowa State and Houston. This Kansas-Baylor matchup is the 10th straight ranked meeting. Okay, both teams have been ranked for 10 straight matchups. This is the longest active Division I streak right now.
Damn.
Okay, this is becoming a big rivalry. That 10 straight ranked meetings, that's tied for the 5th longest streak for top 20 matchups in AP poll history. Okay, this is becoming a rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
First game, Kansas and Baylor, they played in Allen Fieldhouse on February 10th. Kansas got them 64-61. Okay, it was a good one. Kansas had them for most of the game. Baylor made a run late there. The Baylor Bears, they're 3-3 in their last 6 after dropping the OT game to Houston, but rebounded nicely, winning at TCU Monday night by 8.
Big win.
Okay, they had the 5th ranked offense according to Ken Pom and the 5th ranked strength of schedule according to ESPN. Kansas, they're also 3-3 in their last 6 after kicking Texas's ass Saturday, but then dropping a stunner at home against BYU last night.
Ooh,
holy shit!
That's a tough one.
The BYU Soakers came in first time in the Big 12, get this big W at Kansas. BYU shot 13 of 34 from three, 13 threes made. They're third in the nation in threes made per game and second in attempts per game. So BYU is living and dying by the three. And last night, they're living. Kansas, the Jayhawks shot 39% from the floor, 20% from three, and 61% from the line. 12 misses at the free throw line. Lost by 6. Not going to get it done. Kansas had a 19-game home winning streak, dating back to last year, dating back to last January. That snapped. Had 67 straight wins at home against unranked teams. BYU was unranked in this one. Kansas had won 67 straight against unranked teams at home, and they had won 82 straight games at home and leading at the half. They were up, I think, 6 at the half. They had won 82 straight games at home and leading at the half. But this is a remarkable win from the Cougars of BYU. Bill Self, lastly here, in his 21 seasons at Kansas, this was his 18th loss at home. 18 losses at home in 21 seasons. 313 and 18 at home. 313 and 18 record at home. No Kevin McCullough in this one. I believe he's missed 4 of the last 8.
Need him.
You need him. You said all year, Kansas is not deep. They don't have a bench. If you're going to lose your leading scorer, arguably your best player, a two-way stud, a Wooden Award nominee, you're going to lose. Okay? Do you think now? No word on Kevin McCullough for this one on Baylor. Bill Self says he doesn't know when or if he returns. That makes me fucking nervous. Do you think Kansas could go into Waco, Texas, and beat the Bears of Baylor?
So we bring this up a lot, where we never really see Kansas losing 2 in a row. Okay, it's tough. It's tough to see Kansas lose 2 in a row. But Baylor just lost at home to Houston, correct? Or this past weekend,
Saturday.
Yep. And I just don't see Baylor losing 2 in a row at home, especially if Kansas does not have McCullough. Okay. I think Baylor is going to get Kansas at home because Baylor's damn good. I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a good fight. They'll stick with them. But if you don't have McCullough, Cobrazy, I just don't see the Jayhawks taking down the Baylor Bears in their home.
We need a big game from Hunter Dickinson. I've been calling on him a lot. He's been playing. 20 and 15, 22 and 16. He's been having some good games, but I need more. I need 30 and 18. I need 27 and 15. I need more. He's going to be going against freshman big man from Baylor, Eves Missy. So he's a little on the slender side. I think Hunter Dickinson can pound him. But damn it, Max, I think Baylor might be more talented than Kansas without Kevin McCullough. If there's no Kevin McCullough, Baylor's going to get this one at home. If Kevin McCullough plays, I'm gonna switch on to Kansas.
Oh, that's how we do it here, huh? Yeah. Don't tell Mama Sport. You can flip the coin. You could just
on Wednesday when you don't know if your best player is going to play on a Saturday game. You got a little leeway there.
Yeah, last 2 minutes of the game. You know what? I was kind of leaning this way.
I got the Baylor Bears in their new arena in Waco, Texas. Scott Drew, a big dog. Jacoby Walter, really balling lately. I'm going to go the Baylor Bears at home with you.
Wow, going against your team.
It hurts me, and I don't want to spend any more time on it. It hurts me.
Hey, just facing reality.
It hurts. Next game we want to talk about Saturday, 8 o'clock Mountain Time on ESPN. Have this one on late. The 23rd ranked Zags of Gonzaga. They're going to the 17th ranked Gales of St. Mary's. This is the big one in the West Coast Conference.
This is big.
Gonzaga is 22-6, 12-2 in the conference. St. Mary's is 23-6 overall, 14-0 in the conference. Undefeated. These two teams met on February 3rd at Gonzaga. St. Mary's got them 64-62 in the kennel. Okay, St. Mary's got to win on Gonzaga's home floor. The Zags, they've won 6 in a row and re-entered the poll after a 6-week absence. They were out for 6 weeks. I think it should have been 7. Okay, I don't think they should be ranked. They play at San Francisco tomorrow night. The Dons are 11-3. San Francisco is 11-3. That is a toss-up. That's a toss-up right there, okay? Gonzaga, according to ESPN, they're looking at 112th ranked strength of schedule. And you got to blame that on the West Coast Conference, but could have done a little bit more in the non-conference. Mark Few. Looking at the Gales of St. Mary's, they've won 15 straight, 15 in a row for the Gales. They're at Pepperdine tomorrow night. Pepperdine's 5-10 in the conference. That's going to be a win, not a trap game. The Gales, they clinched the West Coast Conference with a win against Pepperdine tomorrow night. They clinched the conference. They haven't had an outright WCC conference title. Now, they've shared a couple with Gonzaga. Last year, actually, they shared. But they've shared a couple. Last time they haven't had one to themselves, Matthew Dellavedova in 2012. Okay.
Wow.
Remember him?
Yeah, I remember. He was on, yeah, I remember. Cleveland, right? With Cleveland. Yeah. The guy was drinking coffee, cramping up.
St. Mary's, 15 in a row. They're at home. They're probably going to clinch the conference tomorrow night. Do you see them having a possible letdown here at home against Gonzaga, a team they already beat earlier this season? Or do you think St. Mary's holds down home court?
I think it's going to be a good game. It always is against these two teams. And usually it is Gonzaga that rules this conference. But you know what? Let's go. Let's go St. Mary's. I love to see that there's another team in that conference that can actually take down Gonzaga. St. Mary's looks like the better team this year. They honestly do. Okay, we slept on them in the beginning of the season because they lost. There's a point where like their 6 losses were early on. I don't know what their winning streak is right now, but it's got to be.
They start 15 straight. Gales are
15 straight wins. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
They started off 2-3 and 3-4. Okay. Losses to Weber State, San Diego State, Xavier, Utah, and Boise State. Throw in Missouri State in there also, and now they're on a 15-game win streak.
They figured it out, and they're running this conference. I got them. Okay. I'm taking them to take down Gonzaga. Probably the first time in a long time where they went 2-0 against them.
Yeah, sweep of Gonzaga. I'd like to find out. I will find out if St. Mary's wins against Gonzaga Saturday night. I'll find out the last time they swept them. I'm going with you though. It's a possible letdown spot. You win the conference tomorrow night against Pepperdine, and you go into Saturday and you're like, oh, we already beat these guys. We can split the season series, whatever. Maybe see them in the conference tournament. It's a possible letdown spot, but I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, the Gales at home, St. Mary's, 14-0 in the conference, and get this, 8-0 on the road this year. 8-0 on the road. Okay,
it's big time.
Find me a team with an undefeated road record.
Definitely,
because I don't know if there is one besides St. Mary's. Next game we want to talk about, flip the calendar to next week on Tuesday, 5 o'clock Mountain Time on Peacock.
Fucking Peacock.
Your alma mater, the Purdue Boilermakers, are going to Champaign, Illinois to take on the Illini of Illinois. Currently tonight, the Boilers are 25-3, 14-3 in the Big Ten. Illinois is 20-7, 11-5 in the Big Ten. These two teams played on January 5th at Purdue. The Boilers got them by 5. If I'm not mistaken, it was a smacking early. Yeah. And Illinois made a run late.
Illinois made a run. Mm-hmm.
It was a smacking early, though. The Boilers, they've won 11-12. That one loss at Ohio State. They host Michigan State on Saturday. Possible trap game.
Could be.
That one smells a little bit. Okay, that one smells a little bit.
Michigan State needs to win. They're 17-11 after a huge loss to Ohio State last week. Yeah. So look out. Or Sunday. It was on Sunday, I think.
In Mackey Arena, it smells, but Purdue should get that one. Mm-hmm. Looking at Illinois, fellas, they're playing Minnesota right now. Okay, let's get a live update like we've been doing the last couple of weeks.
Baby.
And I have Illinois playing right now, up by 5, up by 2. Oh, just updated, up by 2 with 10.5 to go. Okay,
that's a tight one.
Minnesota at home, and then they go to Wisconsin Saturday before this Purdue game. Okay, so Illinois got a little bit of work to do before the Boilers, but this is Brad Underwood's 5th straight 20-win season in Champaign. Hats off to Illinois. They're becoming a much better basketball program.
Yeah.
Currently in the last 5 games, though, they're 3-2 overall with losses at Michigan State and at Penn State. number 4 ranked offense according to Ken Palm, whereas Purdue has the number 2 ranked offense according to Ken Palm. This baby might be up and down. Max, you're obviously not going to go against your Boilers here. What's going to be the X factor to get this one done on the road?
Taking care of the ball. Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, and Lance Jones on the guard with the guard play. Take care of the ball. Okay. And they did that last game. I think they only had 7 turnovers. Okay. And we absolutely stomped on, I don't even remember because it was a blowout. So so it was a good win. Good win. So take care of the ball, feed Edey, because, hey, I know they got danger. In Illinois.
Danger.
He ain't bad.
He's thick. Hey, you want to talk about beef?
He's big. He's a big guy. I'll tell you right now, it's hard to guard Zach Edey with very thin Coleman Hawkins. And
that's true.
One of those guys, if they're guarding Edey, they're going to get in foul trouble. I'll tell you right now, Dane Danger's going to have to come in, but move the ball around, and they're going to be okay. I definitely got my Boilers, no doubt about it, sweeping Illinois.
I think Illinois is the second best team in the Big Ten. I don't think that's really a debate behind the Boilers. Like you said, Coleman Hawkins is very slim. I don't speculate a lineup change, but I definitely do see more minutes for Dane Danger. But I'm going upset, Max. I'm going against you. I'm going against you. Okay,
whatever. Let's do it.
I think Terrence Shannon, Marcus Domask, that size and that athleticism on the wings could overmatch the smaller. I mean, what is Fletcher Lawyer? What is Lance Jones, about 6'2"? Fletcher Lawyer is about 6'2", maybe. Braden Smith, 6 foot?
Yeah,
that's a small. Obviously you got 7'4" Zach Edey in the middle, but you're small on the perimeter. You got Terrence Shannon, got an NBA body. Marcus Domask is a great scorer. I think those two guys, we've seen them go off for over 30 in the same game before. Those two guys have a big game. Coleman Hawkins, he gets Zach Edey away from the basket, stretching the floor with the 3. I think we got a possible court storming situation here in Champaign, Illinois.
You only get 3.
Big Ten doesn't get fouled until your 3rd time, so I think we're gonna see some fans fucking storm Zach Edey and mob him on
good luck
Tuesday night.
Good luck.
Tuesday
night. If you've ever seen Game of Thrones, there's I bring up Game of Thrones a lot on the show, but there's the Giants. Okay, there's a Giants in one of these seasons. He literally just takes his fist and slams it down and hits one of the people like a nail in the hammer. If you want to go try to knock Zach Edey over, how about that? How about that? You're the nail. He's the hammer.
He's not gonna fold like a table like Kyle Filipowski did.
Yeah, lip off the court, crying, whining. I feel bad.
You feel bad, but he's playing against Louisville tonight. A couple nights later, he's fine.
And now we're talking about potentially banning, storming the court. Damn it, Filipowski! What the hell, man?
Yeah. Just because a fucking Duke guy. Just because a Duke guy was in one.
Yeah, fucking Dukies.
Last game we want to talk about. It's a big one, baby. Next Wednesday, flip the calendar, 6:30 Mountain Time on Fox Sports 1. We got the Huskies of UConn going to Marquette to play the Golden Eagles, boys. A match of the top 2 teams in the Big East. UConn currently is 25-3 overall, 15-2 in the Big East. Marquette is 22-6 overall, 13-4 in the Big East. These 2 teams met a couple Saturdays ago, February 17th. In Stores, Connecticut, the Huskies hounded them 81-53. It was a smacking from the beginning. Okay. UConn, their 14-game winning streak was snapped last week at Creighton, but then they kicked Villanova's ass by 24 on Saturday, so it looks like they might be revving back up. They host Seton Hall Saturday. Now, come on, that's going to be a good one. We can't overlook the Pirates. Sitting at 3rd in the Big East right now. Let's not sleep on that.
They want to make the dance, baby.
Oh, they're in there. Come on.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
They're in there. Especially if they get this one over UConn, but they're not going to. They're not going to, but UConn can't overlook Seton Hall is all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Marquette, the Golden Eagles, they've won 12 of 13, that one loss being this ass beating at UConn. They bounced back after that ass beating to hang 105 on DePaul. then beat Xavier by 24 on Sunday before whipping Providence by 22 tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. They're starting to smack people.
They're red hot.
They took that ass beating from Connecticut and are using it as fuel right now. They're at Creighton on Saturday. Okay, that's a
have that on the TV.
That's a juicy one. So both UConn and Marquette, they both have business to take care of before this one next Wednesday in Wisconsin. Marquette is in Wisconsin? Yeah, Marquette's in Wisconsin.
Yes.
Marquette is in Marquette, though. It is a city, I believe.
Marquette is in, hold on. The major city in Wisconsin. Damn, why can't I freaking think
Madison?
of it? No, not Madison.
The Badgers are in Madison.
Oh, my goodness. Why can't I think of it? I'll think of it in a second. Gosh darn it. I went there. I visited.
Milwaukee.
Well, yeah. Where am I? Where am I? It's getting late, Cobra.
Where's either of us right now? I'm in Colorado. You're in Tennessee. We don't know shit about
it's dark outside. I'm tired. The eyes are getting heavy.
But we got this Big East matchup to talk about. It could be the second of these battles of 3, possibly. Maybe a Big East championship. Who knows? I'd love to see a rubber match. Can Marquette take a basically a 30-point whipping and turn around and beat these guys in their arena?
Oh my. The way that they've been playing, absolutely. I think this Creighton game is huge. Actually, the Seton Hall game too, you just brought it up.
4 best teams in the Big East right there.
If Marquette takes down Creighton big time, oh man, they got some momentum going in for a rematch game against UConn. Okay, especially if UConn loses also to Seton Hall. Now, if they both win
at Creighton.
Yeah. But if they lose to Creighton, I think that slows them down, and then UConn is going to take them down. I still got UConn. I'm not going against UConn. I think Marquette's very, very good. We bragged about them basically this entire episode, but man, UConn is so good, and I just don't see it. I don't see UConn slowing down right now.
UConn's very good. We don't talk, like you said earlier, we don't talk about back-to-back. We don't talk about back-to-back. Florida was last to it, 06, 07. And I mean, I even think about years past, did we really talk about going back-to-back? And I don't really think so, but
no.
UConn's better. UConn's better than what they were last year.
They definitely are.
You look at the numbers, you look at the records, way better than last year, okay? Marquette, they're rolling right now. 12 of 13, that one loss at UConn, going back home. They need this one. They're two games behind UConn. We talked about it earlier. They need this one if they want any shot at a shared regular season. I'm going Marquette at home. Okay. Eagles at home. I'm predicting a cold shooting day for your guy, Cam Spencer. Okay, I think he's going to be held down. Maybe Donovan Clingan gets in foul trouble a little bit. Tristan Newton, he's going to get his, possible Big East Player of the Year. I cannot wait for that matchup at point guard. Tristan Newton and Tyler Kolek. Oh my goodness. That's I'm gonna have my eyes on that one. But I'm going off you here, Max. I'm going Marquette at home over the Huskies. This baby's a toss-up.
Definitely.
I like the Huskies as much as you do. Maybe not as much, but I like the Huskies. I see him dropping this one. Their last loss before the Big East tournament if they fall there.
It's a great pick. Okay, I'm glad that we had a little speculation, a little bit differences this week, bumping heads here. Last week we had all the same picks, so it's good that we switched it up this week. I'm glad to see it.
All right, brother, that's gonna do us.
Oh wow, it's time.
The Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. Damn it, thank you everybody for coming out, listening, subscribing, liking, commenting. Let us know what you think. Appreciate any amount of time anybody spent. Time is money. So I appreciate your time. Max, what do you got for the people before we get out of here?
Yes. Cobra, you already said it. Thank you, everyone, for coming out to the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast tonight. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us not only on YouTube, but also on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Twitter, Facebook, X, Instagram. Might have forgot something in there, but, we're all, just look it up. Just look it up.
Google
it. Google it. Damn it. But yes, no, it was a fun episode. We're really excited about college basketball. It's really, really heating up. And, oh man, March starts in 3 days, everybody. 3 days.
Yeah.
The madness is about to begin. The brews are going to be flowing.
2 days. 2 days.
2 days.
Friday, Mark. Friday.
Tomorrow's
Friday,
leap day.
Mark.
Tomorrow's the leap day. Oh, my.
Gonna do anything special?
Leap day?
Yeah.
Man, I might go streaking. Who knows? Who knows?
Really?
Leap day comes once every 4 years, everybody. Once every 4 years. You know, a lot of things you can get away with. Possible streak.
You can get away with it.
You can get a lot of things on leap day. You know, the cop pulls you over and goes, it's leap day. Leap year.
Wow.
You know,
well,
be careful.
Try something. Try something.
You know, just a little streak. Just a little streak. Sock on my cock.
Sock on your cock. Well,
you know,
that works.
It's not completely indecent. You know,
balls are just hanging out, just waving around.
It's leap year. It's leap year. Give me a break, would ya?
You're right.